Hey bros, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little different. We're ditching the games and going full-on travel vloggers because we're about to explore the top 10 places you absolutely have to visit in Sweden. Get ready for stunning landscapes, epic history, and maybe even some awkward encounters. Let's do this! First up, we're hitting up Stockholm, the capital of Sweden. This place is built on a freaking archipelago, which is a fancy word for a bunch of islands. So imagine this. Colourful buildings, cobblestone streets and canals everywhere like a real-life fairy tale. We're talking Viking history, museums galore and enough palaces to make even the biggest royal fan lose their mind. Swedish meatballs, anyone? But seriously, Stockholm is like the perfect mix of old and new. You've got your historic Gamla Stan, which is like stepping back in time. And then you've got super modern areas with cool shops and cafes. Oh, and did I mention the archipelago? You can literally take a boat and just island hop all day long. Next stop, Gothenburg. This place is like Stockholm's cooler, more laid-back cousin. It's got this awesome maritime vibe, which makes sense since it's a major port city. We're talking colourful houses, canals, and a seriously cool amusement park called Liseberg. This isn't your average amusement park, brothers. We're talking roller coasters that'll make you scream like a little girl, in a good way, of course. But Gothenburg isn't all thrills and spills. It's also got this amazing botanical garden, perfect for a chill afternoon stroll. And if you're feeling fancy, you can even grab a fika, which is like a Swedish coffee break, but with pastries. Seriously, the food scene in Gothenburg is off the charts. From Michelin-starred restaurants to cozy cafes, this city has it all. Oh, and did I mention the nightlife? Gothenburg knows how to party, so if you're looking for a good time, this is the place to be. Alright, let's talk Malmö. This city is all about modern architecture, and nothing screams modern quite like the turning torso. This skyscraper is literally twisted, like someone took a normal building and just gave it a good spin cycle. It's wild. But Malmö isn't just about skyscrapers, it's also got a really cool arts and culture scene with tons of museums, galleries and theatres. And if you're into shopping, you're in luck because Malmö has everything from high-end boutiques to vintage shops. Now let's talk food, because you know that's what I'm all about. Malmö has this awesome mix of international cuisine, so you can find pretty much anything you're craving. But if you're looking for something truly Swedish, make sure to try some smorgastarter. It's like a sandwich cake, and it's as delicious as it sounds. One thing I really dug about Malmö was how bike-friendly it is. They've got bike paths everywhere, so you can easily explore the city on two wheels. Plus, it's a great way to work off all that smorgastarter. Overall, Malmö is a super cool city with a really unique vibe. It's definitely worth checking out if you're ever in southern Sweden. Get ready to freeze your butts off, bros, because we're heading up north to Kiruna. This place is about as close as you can get to the Arctic Circle without actually becoming a popsicle. But trust me, it's worth braving the cold because Kiruna is home to the famous ice hotel. That's right, a hotel made entirely of ice. They rebuild it every year, and it's got everything from ice suites to an ice bar. But the real reason to come to Kiruna is for the northern lights, also known as the Aurora Borealis. Imagine this, a sky filled with dancing green and purple lights. While you're waiting for the lights to show up, you can check out the local Sami culture. The Sami are the indigenous people of northern Scandinavia, and they've got a rich history and culture. You can learn about their traditions, try some reindeer meat, it's surprisingly good, and maybe even see some reindeer herding. Just remember to pack your warmest clothes because Kiruna is not for the faint of heart. But hey, that's all part of the adventure, right? Get ready to travel back in time, bros! Because we're heading to Visby, a UNESCO World Heritage Site on the island of Gotland. This place is like stepping into a medieval fairy tale, with its cobblestone streets, half-timbered houses, and a city wall that's still intact after all these centuries. Seriously, walking through Visby is like being transported back to the Middle Ages. You can almost imagine knights in shining armor patrolling the city walls and merchants hawking their wares in the market square. And speaking of the market square, Visby is home to a seriously awesome medieval festival every year called Medieval Week. But Visby isn't just about history. It's also got some beautiful beaches so you can soak up the sun after a long day of exploring the city. And if you're feeling adventurous, you can even go sea kayaking or explore the nearby caves. Next up, we're heading to Uppsala, home to Sweden's oldest university. This place is like a mix of old-school charm and modern-day hipster cool. You've got your historic buildings and cobblestone streets, but you've also got trendy cafes, vintage shops, and a lively student population. The university itself is worth checking out, even if you're not there to get a degree. It's got this beautiful library that looks like something out of Harry Potter. But Uppsala isn't just about academics, it's also got a really cool Viking history, and you can visit some ancient burial mounds just outside the city. And if you're into nature, make sure to check out the Botanical Garden. It's home to over 9,000 different plant species. Oh, and did I mention the fika? Uppsala takes its coffee and pastries very seriously, so make sure you grab a cinnamon bun and a cup of joe at one of the many cafes in town. Overall, Uppsala is a really cool city with a lot to offer. All right, bros, get ready for some serious natural beauty, because we're heading to Abisko National Park. This place is about as far north as you can get in Sweden, and it's home to some of the most stunning scenery in the country. We're talking snow-capped mountains, pristine lakes, and forests that stretch as far as the eye can see. It's like something out of a nature documentary, and it's the perfect place to escape the hustle and bustle of city life. If you're into hiking, Abisko has got you covered. There are trails for all levels, from easy walks to challenging multi-day treks, and if you're really lucky, you might even spot some reindeer or moose along the way. But the real reason to come to Abisko is for the Northern Lights. This part of Sweden is known for having some of the best views of the Aurora Borealis in the world. So bundle up in your warmest clothes, grab a cup of hot chocolate, and prepare to be amazed. Just watch out for polar bears, because you never know what might be lurking in the wilderness. Get ready for some serious charm overload, bros, because we're heading to Österlen. This region in southern Sweden is like something out of a storybook, with its rolling hills, picturesque villages, and charming seaside towns. We're talking thatched roof cottages, fields of wildflowers, and winding country roads that are just begging to be explored. It's the perfect place to escape the city and just relax in the Swedish countryside. And if you're a foodie, you're in luck, because Österlen is known for its amazing food scene. We're talking fresh seafood, locally grown produce, and some of the best pastries you'll ever taste. Make sure to check out the local farm shops and markets where you can sample all sorts of delicious treats. And if you're feeling really adventurous, you can even try your hand at foraging for mushrooms or berries in the nearby forests. All right, bros, get ready for some island hopping, because we're heading to Gotland. This island off the coast of southeastern Sweden is like a hidden gem, with its unique landscape, fascinating history, and laid-back vibe. We're talking rugged cliffs, sandy beaches, and forests full of ancient ruins. Gotland is also known for its medieval history, and there are tons of ancient churches, castles, and ruins scattered across the island. Make sure to check out Visby, the island's capital, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And if you're feeling brave, you can even explore the island's many caves, some of which are said to be haunted. Last but not least, we're heading to Lapland, the northernmost region of Sweden. This place is about as close as you can get to the North Pole without actually becoming Santa Claus. We're talking vast wilderness, snow-capped mountains, and forests full of reindeer. Lapland is also home to the Sami people, the indigenous people of northern Scandinavia. You can learn about their culture, try some traditional Sami food, and maybe even see some reindeer herding. And if you're really lucky, you might even catch a glimpse of the Northern Lights. This part of Sweden is known for having some of the best views of the Aurora Borealis in the world. Just watch out for yetis, because you never know what might be hiding in those mountains. It's like something out of a winter wonderland, and it's the perfect place to experience the magic of the Arctic. And there you have it, bros. Those are my top 10 must-visit places in Sweden. From the bustling streets of Stockholm to the frozen wilderness of Lapland, Sweden has something for everyone. So, what are you waiting for? Book that trip, pack your bags, and get ready to experience the magic of Sweden for yourself. Thanks for joining me on this epic journey through Sweden. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more awesome content, and let me know in the comments what your favorite part of Sweden was. Until next time, bros. Thanks for joining us on this virtual tour of Sweden's top 10 must-visit places. See you in the next video.